Hello, this is Furry Marie 7, and I am going to play Halo Wars. As always, this is live commentary, and I will be playing against random opponents chosen by the matchmaking system. So, I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen next. I might even lose. So, without further ado, let's play Halo Wars. This is awesome. Now, I got it. Part of the reason why this video is so late is because instead of recording, I was trying to get my new headset. It's called a Lenovo Y. I didn't pay for it. I got it for Christmas. I was trying to hook that up and stuff, and I was gonna record with that new headset, so we can see how it works and see how you like it and everything. But the microphone is absolutely terrible. And some of you guys think this microphone is bad. Okay, you haven't heard nothing yet. Okay, your ears will bleed if you heard the Lenovo Y. Now I don't know if it's a problem with what's going on with my computer or something, or if it actually just is that bad. So, I tried working with this thing for a long time, trying to figure it out. I'm gonna have to look on some forum posts to see what's going on. Maybe it's something I'm doing wrong. So maybe some sort of setting that I'm supposed to check off on my audio setting. Maybe there's some tinkering I have to do. So, I'm gonna see if I can get something like that. But yeah, the Lenovo Y. I tried plugging it in, and the sound on the microphone was way too fuzzy, and it was way worse than this. Let me tell you. So I don't know what's going on here.
Ready to roll. Got it. Rolling out. What do you want?
So I'm gonna see if I can do something about that.
Ready.
All I want is a headset that has a good microphone on it. I went on YouTube because I will buy another microphone as soon as I can. Hopefully soon, like next month. I'll be able to have enough money to buy another microphone. And I've been watching some YouTube videos that they do mic tests on their they do mic tests on, the various things, and I've been listening to it, because quality of the microphone is very, very important to me, obviously, because I want my voice to be as clear as possible. Well, as clear as possible I can afford. I know if you want the best ones, you're gonna have to pay quite a bit, but I've been watching some videos of, reviews of microphones, and some of the microphones that and they do mic tests, and so some of these actually sound fairly good, better than the ones I'm using now. And I look up the price on Amazon, so they don't look that bad. So I'm gonna try to
Warehouse complete. Yes.
What is this going on here? I may have to move one of these guys over to this. Okay, beam rifle is going up.
What now? Local units. Point me out.
Okay.
Reactor claim. As you wish.
He'll be able to take care of himself for now until I get more units over there. He's got beam rifle. Is this guy eating? He's not, but that's fine. I'm already super close to taking over another supply elevator.
Yes. Ready. Easy enough.
So, that's the thing. That is the thing.
Yes. Ready.
Warehouse upgraded.
I should upgrade to Citadel.
Local units.
Yeah. Moving.
Now I'm gonna come over here.
Where to?
Citadel upgrade complete. Enemy engagement.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna go back over here and give those flamethrowers a piece of my mind.
Point me at him.
Local units.
No! No! Don't do this! Well, that's fine. I probably would have won anyway. I was this close to taking over the reactor over here. All I had to do was...
Victorious.
Oh, and he was going to get ready to probably build a vehicle depot or something. I would have got him. Well, okay. That game was cut quite short, so I guess no post-game analysis for that one. We'll, but I probably would have won, had the game not kicked us out. Just so you know, I know I've said this a long time ago, but yeah, if you ever experience that thing where the game freezes for a long time, and then an error message shows up that says, there are not enough players connected to the game for it to continue, what actually happened is, nobody actually resigned. The game kicked both of you out, and it gave both of you the message that the other person resigned. So if that ever happens to you, don't feel too smug for yourself, especially since the game internally will record one of you as resigning, even though nobody resigned. You can find out who it was by looking up the stats on HaloWars.com, which is exactly why I don't trust those stats, because you never know if the person actually resigned or not, or whether it was that they just got kicked out of the game. So, let's see what's going on here. So this time it's Chieftain versus Chieftain. Now he could try doing a rush.
Leader Temple.
You never know. It could be anything.
All units.
I'll do it. Where to?
Enemy engagement.
Where to? Rolling out ready. Easy enough. Huh? Moving.
All complete.
Where to?
I'll leave the base open. I usually lock it, but I'm close enough to the
As you wish.
supply elevator. I need to lock the base right now. That's fine.
On it.
Look over here, see if there's anything.
Yes.
Local
Do
units.
that.
Local units.
What do you want? Going.
Warehouse complete.
Yeah. Ready.
All units.
Moving. Yes.
Might be something in this corner here.
Yes. About time. Of course.
Local
Yes, there is.
What now? Huh?
Warehouse complete. Local units. Local units. Local units. Local units. Reactor claimed.
Okay. Wow, he just wasted a lot of money on Vortex.
What now? Moving.
Yay.
Now.
Warehouse complete. Local units.
On my way.
Defense gauntlet. Research. Warehouse upgraded.
Going.
And then, hopefully, I'll be able to afford the beam rifle fairly soon.
What do you want? About time.
I think so far so good. Did he take over this one? He did not.
Local units.
Let's go scout his base to see what he's doing.
Point me at him. What?
Beam rifle. Yes, beam rifle.
Out of resources.
And he's taken care of. Yo, it's those rebel snipers. Those are the most important guys that you gotta take care of.
Reactor claimed.
Easy enough.
Let's see what he's doing over here. Anything?
What now?
Local units.
Point me at him. Yeah.
Get in cover. Yes, he's in cover. Yes.
Warehouse upgraded.
Hopefully he'll be done with beam rifle soon. Yes.
All units.
Okay, let's continue.
Enemy engagement.
What do you want?
That is
Warehouse
crazy. He's
upgraded.
getting destroyed over there. You know, there are
All units.
I'll do it. Ready.
supply things over there we could be getting.
What now?
I'll do a citadel.
Now.
Okay. Hopefully we can get this.
All units.
Out. Point me at him. Stand at.
Local units. Enemy engagement.
What do you want?
What's going on over here?
Local units.
Not much. They'll be able to get the Chieftain, no problem.
Ready.
Should be able to. Yep, his Chieftain is dead.
About time.
Oh,
All units.
On it. Yes. Of course.
Inheritance research. Enemy engagement. All units.
What do you want? What now? Where?
I need to go back over here.
What?
Okay, cool. Hopefully we can do this. Maybe even a factory. We got the supplies for it.
What do you want?
I want to make a locust to kill him immediately.
Enemy engagement.
What? You got it.
Local units.
Yeah.
Birthright research.
Easy enough. What now? Banshee in the air.
Reactor claimed.
What do you want?
Okay, good. That's perfect.
Factory complete.
Now let's do locusts, because I want to kill this guy as fast as possible, please. But I might have to upgrade to Supreme Gauntlet if it comes to it.
What now?
If it comes to it. Yeah, his jackals are beam rifle.
Engagement. All units.
Here, engage.
I need to move my Chieftain over.
Show me where. Ready.
Local units.
I need to heal my Chieftain.
What now?
All units.
Quickly now. Yes. Locust, ready.
And now it's time for Supreme Gauntlet. Okay, let's do this. Yay! We got him. Supreme Gauntlet is halfway finished.
Reactor claim.
What?
Local units. All units.
Is he trying to kill a base?
Engineer
Oh,
ready.
he might be.
What do you want?
We're gonna have to go in pretty soon. I need a few more jackals.
Gauntlet research.
Upgraded. Supreme Gauntlet. Yes.
Units.
Supreme Gauntlet.
What do you want? Ready for orders. Yes.
Okay, let's go in now. Let's just continue pumping out endless jackals.
All units.
Boosters on.
Overdrive. Research. Local units.
Boosters activated.
Let's get another haul for jackals.
Local units.
Lucas, ready to go. Going.
All units.
Speeding up. What do you want?
Local units.
I'll get there. Show me where. About time.
All complete.
Okay, we're maxed out then.
Raven, fueled up.
Local units.
Ready.
Let's move the Wraith out of the way.
What?
Local units.
Okay, his Chieftain doesn't stand a chance.
We are ready.
Alright. Yay! That works. Yay.
You are
Well.
victorious.
That was fun. Okay, then. It's a shame he destroyed his base. I was gonna look at what he had. But doesn't matter. Okay, here's the thing. I actually there was a time when I think I used to do this back in the old days. I don't know if it was when I started on if I was doing YouTube at the time. It might be, but there was a time when my strategy was on Blood Gulch. I would try to always get the reactors first. But then somewhere along the line, I realized it was actually better to try to get the supply elevator first. Because the reactor doesn't give you any immediate benefits. You don't enjoy seeing the benefits of the reactor until it's time to upgrade something. But you need money to upgrade stuff. And at the beginning of the game, if you're hustling as fast as you can toward those hooks, you really aren't going to have, 200 supplies for a shield and another 400 for beam rifle. That's just not going to, it just doesn't work out that way in the beginning of the game. But the supply elevators give you immediate benefits once you take them over. They give you immediate supplies. The secondary reactors, on the other hand, those benefits are enjoyed once you already have enough supplies to start upgrading. But until then, it doesn't really mean very much. And so, after that, I actually switched onto the other side. There was a time when I would take over the reactor first, and then I would move along and take over the supply elevator. But I ended up switching. So nowadays, when I start the game, I take over the supply elevator first, and then I move on to the reactor on the other side. And then I usually recall my leader over here to take over the reactor on this side. Because it makes for a... taking over the supply elevator first enables me to hold off on building a warehouse until later. That enables me to build a hall second, because I know that there's been a couple people about complaining about me building the hall second. Oh, you don't have very good supply flow. Exactly. You don't have very good supply flow unless you can manage to take over the secondary supply elevator, because the supply elevator gives you just as many or more supplies as a fully upgraded warehouse. So, yeah, I am holding off on the supply flow by building a temple first, and then a hall. Temple first, then a hall, and then a warehouse. It is kind of risky because I'm dangerously low on supplies. But I can get all of those supplies back very quickly by taking over this secondary supply elevator. So it ends up being not that bad. Yes, it starts out kind of risky, but it's not a very long walk to the supply elevator. I only need to get one unit in there, and once I get it in, then I begin getting those supplies back immediately. So, I wouldn't recommend that type of strategy for new players, because it's not like I don't have a supply flow by building a hall second. I'm still using my other units to grab supply crates off of the map. So, it's not like my supply flow has completely stopped, and also by the fact that I'm sort of mitigating that risk by taking over the supply elevator. So, not only am I getting supplies from the supply crates off the map, but I'm also getting supplies from the supply elevator. So, it is kind of a risky move, but there are things that I'm doing to help mitigate that risk, and it usually works out. So, for those of you who don't like the fact that I'm taking a little bit of a risk by building the temple first and a hall second, so I get dangerously low on supplies, but I can get those supplies back very quickly by taking over the supply elevator, so it ends up being not that bad. If my opponent wanted to take over the supply elevator, he would have to walk all the way over here, or he would have to use his teleport pad, run all the way down here to his teleport pad, and then teleport all the way up here, and then run down here, and by the time he got over, I'd already have taken it over anyway. So, because it's so close to my base, I can take it over very quickly before my opponent can be able to get down there himself, as long as I'm going as fast as I can. So, that's the thing. My opponent was taking over this reactor first. Well, trying to take it over first. The only thing is, it took him quite a while to get over there with his units. I really understand, because the distance from his base and his reactor is about the same distance between my base and my supply elevator. And I was able to get my chieftain and units over here before he was. I don't know what took him so long to get his chieftain over here and make just one jackal. Now, it could have something to do with the fact that he didn't take over the supply elevator. So, and I did. I had a supply elevator and he didn't. So I might have been getting more supplies than him. I don't know what his setup was, the order in which he was building his buildings. I assume it was Temple, Warehouse, Hall, but that might have something to do with it. I think our chieftains arrived here at around the same time. I think our chieftains arrived at this spot around the same time, if memory serves me correctly. But his chieftain should have got there first. I don't know what he was doing with all of his time. What took him so long to get over here? So, I don't know what took him so long. He tried to take over this thing and failed. And I assumed he was going to go over here and try to take this thing over, but he didn't. He was insistent on taking over the... Man, it's a shame he's killed his base. But yeah, I would have recommended to him to take over the supply elevator first. I have tried it both ways, and from my experience, taking over the supply elevator first on Blood Gulch is better than taking over the reactor first on Blood Gulch. You know, it gets you more supplies, and you're able to withhold on that other supply pad until later. I mean, you will build a supply pad eventually, but it enables you to build a unit building first, like a hall or a barracks if you're playing as UNSC. You know, you only need a couple units to take that thing over. You know, 2 or 3 units. It really doesn't take very much. There's only 2 rebel units guarding the supply elevators, so it's not very well guarded at all. You don't need very many units to take it over. Of course, if you are playing as the UNSC on Blood Gulch, I would recommend to make flamethrowers. Not all flamethrowers, mind you. 1 Marine, 1 or 2 Marines, maybe. But the rest, flamethrowers. Because not only do you want to take this thing over, but you also want to prevent your opponent from taking it over. And flamethrowers are going to help with that big time. Flamethrowers are going to be doing the most damage to infantry, so yeah. And make sure you upgrade the flamethrowers to flashbang. Flashbang flamethrowers are awesome. They are awesome. And make clever use of micromanagement on that flashbang. Don't just do all units and select your flashbang on just one individual unit and leave all the other enemy units unflashbanged. So, yeah. But that's what I recommend. You might actually be able to pull it off. If you're playing as the UNSC, you might actually have a little bit better time taking over the reactor first than a Covenant would, because the Covenant Temple, to increase the tech level, is twice as expensive as a UNSC reactor. Reactors are only 250 supplies, Covenant halls are 500. So, as a Covenant, if you build the temple and then a hall, you're actually down a little bit lower than a UNSC who builds a barracks first. Or, comparatively, a reactor. But, you know, there's no reason to build a reactor first if you're UNSC. Yeah, but if you're... But yeah, if you're UNSC and you start with a barracks and then a couple of supply pads, you might be able to get away with taking over the reactor first. Because then you haven't spent as many supplies as a Covenant, so you might be able to take advantage of the increased tech level a little bit more. And spend that money in upgrading your flamethrowers. Upgrade them to flashbang, and then as soon as you're able, upgrade the flamethrowers again. Flamethrowers will be absolutely amazing. But I would still recommend, even if you're UNSC, I would still recommend taking over these things first, although you might actually be able to pull it off with clever use of, if you go fast enough, and with clever use of micromanaging, and make sure that you use your scout to pick up all the supply crates, you might be able to have enough supplies to make it. But generally, in my experience, the supply elevator is better than taking over the reactor first. Go either way. It could work either way, depending on how you play it. But just in general, from what I've seen, yeah, especially if you're the Covenant, because you will end up spending a few more supplies on that temple, because the temple is quite expensive. All tech levels on the Covenant side, just in general, are very expensive. So, yeah, the reactor will help with that eventually, but you need money first. First supplies, then tech upgrades. That's the way the order works. First, you have to get enough supplies, and then you can perform the upgrade. So because of that, the way that priority system works, that's why I would recommend getting the supply elevator first, and then the reactor. And if you're playing as the UNSC, I would still recommend it that way, but you might actually be able to pull it off as long as you're, not being too wasteful with your supplies. Because I know, and I did say this in another video earlier. Also, some people who play as UNSC, because of the fact that their tech level upgrades are so much cheaper than the Covenant tech upgrades, they have the tendency to believe that they don't need to get secondary reactors. Well, I don't need secondary reactors because it's only 250 supplies for a reactor, and then another 500 supplies for a second one. So yeah, they have UNSC have super cheap tech upgrades, but don't let that fool you into thinking that you don't need to take over these secondary reactors on the maps that offer them. You do. Don't let that fool you, okay? Because if your opponent takes these things over and you don't, you will be at the advantage. That doesn't mean you're automatically going to lose, but it will mean that it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you to win. So, keep that in mind. If you're playing as UNSC, don't fall into that trap. It's easy for them to fall into that trap. If you're Covenant, then you already know the value of taking over these secondary reactors. But sometimes the UNSC players, they have a little bit harder time grasping that concept. So, consider this some friendly words of advice. Do not think that you don't really need to take these things over. And even if you still don't believe that you need to take over the secondary reactors, I still suggest that you do it anyway, even if you don't think you need it, for the sole purpose of keeping them away from your opponent. Because you don't want because here's the thing, if the game plays out where neither side takes over the secondary reactors or supply elevators, then it doesn't really matter if neither side's doing it. But if one player does decide to take them over, and the other player just doesn't care, then the player who takes over all of these things will have the advantage. It'll be a lot more difficult for the other player to win. So keep that in mind. Even if you don't think you need it, take it over anyway for the only reason of keeping them away from your opponent. So that's my advice. If your opponent controls them and you don't, you will have the disadvantage. Now again, that doesn't mean that you're 100% guaranteed to lose when you have the disadvantage. It just means it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to win. Anyway, how are 34 minutes? Okay, let's go on a little bit more. See if we can do another. Oh, okay. So yeah, I think I'll go on a little bit more. My last Halo Wars video was supposed to be on Monday, but it was late. I was caught up on other things, and by the time I was ready to make a video, it was kind of already really late, and there's no way I would have been able to render, edit, and upload the video. There'd be no way I'd have time for that, so I just held it off for the next day. But this time, hopefully, I'm going to be able to upload this. These last couple of uploads have been really, really slow. Because the way it works when you upload a video on YouTube, after it's finished uploading, it won't be made available until after it's done processing. Now, processing, I have no idea what that means. What the? He resigned. I don't know. Maybe he had to go to the bathroom or something. That happens. I always make sure I use the bathroom before I start these videos. That way, that doesn't happen to me. I immediately start a game and then realize I have to go, and I don't know if I can hold it, so I just quit. So yeah. But before I do my videos, I always make sure, use the bathroom. Pro tip, by the way, use the bathroom before you start playing. What was I talking about? I can't even remember now. I can't even remember. I honestly can't even remember what I was talking about before this. Can't even remember. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's play another. I was talking about something, and then we talked about using the bathroom. Man, yeah. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch the video, and then it would probably come to me. If any of you guys wanted to hear what I was about to say, I'll probably type it in the comments if you ask. So, if you're that curious as to what I was gonna say, I'll put the warehouse down here. I've started doing that because if they happen to rush, I want to be able to build a turret right here. That way it can protect my teleport pad, I can still send out units, and it will protect this warehouse at the same time.
Leader temple complete.
Chieftain, ready for battle.
All units.
I'll do it. Got it.
So that is very clever. And the hull doesn't matter if my hull is protected. That would be kind of a waste if my opponent were to Warthog rush and attack the hull. But they probably won't Warthog rush anyway. It's Sergeant Forge. Sergeant Forge doesn't usually rush. Occasionally, once every blue moon, you'll see someone who will try it, but those never... Forge rushes never work out very well, because Sergeant Forge's supply pads are more than twice the cost of what everyone else's supply pads are.
On my way. What now?
So, in the beginning of the game, Sergeant Forge doesn't have very many extra supplies, and you need extra supplies in order to rush. Or in order to rush effectively. And I completely forgot to upgrade this warehouse. I am sorry. I wasn't paying attention. But from now on, I will pay attention. Oh, dang it. Oh. He got away. He got away. Good thing, too. I'm not happy, Bob. Not happy. That's a line from the movie The Incredibles. Wait, what is this? Oh, look at that! They've decided to start the party without me. I'll have to get over there as fast as I can.
Warehouse complete. Local units.
Okay, what we need to do is kill that guy in there.
Ready to roll.
Is this... Can I eat these without getting killed?
Local units.
I need to upgrade my jackals
Local units.
immediately.
Warehouse complete.
Okay. I imagine that he will be sending more flamethrowers as we speak.
Research.
Yes. What now?
As we speak. So I need some,
Warehouse upgrade.
Oh.
Warehouse.
Okay, there's a... Marines,
All units.
but I bet he's gonna send more flamethrowers. I don't know. He has 20. Okay. I'll send in over a few of these. Oh, he has more flamethrowers, but they're not coming over here. They might be trying to take this thing over. You never know these days. Could be anything. They didn't take it over yet. But I need to be watchful. Need to keep my eyes peeled. Oh, he's sending over a, sending over a Pelican. Okay. I know what I must do.
All units.
Okay, here's the plan.
Citadel
In the dead of night,
complete.
we'll grab some provisions, hijack one of those longboats, and then we'll row back to Spain like there's no mañana. Ah, I'm just kidding. That's a line from the movie The Road to El Dorado. But yeah, plan is to wait until his units start fighting the rebels here, and then once they're low on health, I come in behind them with my units, and I fight them.
Warehouse complete.
And then I get to take over these supply crates here. Because it's much easier if his units fight the rebels than if my units fight the rebels. We won't be, yeah, we're not going to lose as much health. And plus, my opponent's units will be fighting a war on two fronts. They'll have to fight against me, and they'll have to fight against the NPC rebels. I'm going to have to upgrade my jackals immediately. We're going to do a summit.
Age of doubt. Research.
Okay. I put a lot of jackals over there, but that's because I didn't have beam rifle at the time. Now that the jackals do have beam rifle, it kind of feels like it might be overkill. Unless, of course, he brings over, like, 10 or more flamethrowers all at the same time. Then,
Local units.
this will be just enough to fend him off. Just enough flamethrowers. I may have to delete one of these warehouses. Like, right now. Let's just end the game.
Beam rifle
It's about
research.
time for us to,
Summit complete.
it's about time for us to end this video anyway. We just had another video a few days ago that should have been on Monday, like 2 days ago. Should have been on Monday, but it
Local units.
wasn't. What the heck? What is he doing?
Factory.
Come through here?
Complete.
Oh, something's over here, over here. Oh, I missed it. See, that's how good the jackals are. They killed him so fast, I missed it. They killed him so fast, I missed it.
Engagement.
Oh, look at them.
About time. Yeah, you got it.
Anyway, we just get them like this. Hopefully, it won't be that bad.
Locust, ready to serve.
Boost research. Local units.
Okay, do you think we got enough?
Units.
Let's see what we got here.
What do you want?
Local units.
Ready. Speeding up. Yes. Ready. Command. Moving out.
Enemy engagement.
Okay. That will do them no good, because I am killing their base now. What they should do is protect their base at all costs.
Targeting enemy. Show me where it's going.
Local units.
Fire. What do you want?
Local units.
Okay. Let's do this. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna help with anything.
Local units.
Oh, they're sending out a Spartan to try to take over the locusts, but that will not work.
Units.
Grab some provisions. Hijack one of those longboats. And then we roll back to Spain like there's no mañana. So that's your plan, is it? Yeah.
You
We go back to Spain. In a rowboat. Well, that was a lot of fun. Well, I haven't actually watched that movie in a long time. The Road to El Dorado. I could watch it now. I kind of want to watch it now. Well, he put in a valiant effort. Should I give him an A for effort? Where's this guy? Marcel X 360X. Okay. Should I give him an A for effort? Well, he did do a lot better than some of the people who end up on my videos. Mank Assassin. And he's a general rank. And Marcel does better than him. But, yeah, part of the reason why I say that is because he sent over more than 1 or 2 flamethrowers. Once he saw that I had jackals, he sent over a whole bunch of flamethrowers at one time, enough to kill the jackals that I had. He sent over a few flamethrowers at one point over here, but that wasn't enough, so he sent over an even bigger squadron of flamethrowers. He didn't send over the same amount of flamethrowers each time. Once he realized how many units I had, he sent over even more. Now, one thing I could, that's an okay strategy, but one thing I could suggest, instead of sending in your flamethrowers to see how many jackals I have as an indicator of how many you should send over a scout, like a warthog, for example. Roll over a warthog over there really quickly and count how many jackals I have, see whether the jackals are upgraded and things like that. That'll give you an idea of how many flamethrowers you need to send out. That way you don't have to do this whole trial and error thing of send over 3 or 4, that doesn't work, so send over 6 or 7 and see if that works. And, you know, just increase the number of flamethrowers each time. It's kind of wasteful when you think about it. A much more efficient strategy would be to run a warthog over, see how many I have, and then you can get it all at one time instead of all of this trial and error stuff. But he did, what the heck was that? He didn't kill this jackal? I thought he killed all the jackals over here. This one's still alive? What happened to the... Okay, I don't understand. I wasn't paying attention, honestly. I was too busy killing his base that I wasn't paying attention. So yeah. That was how it is. I controlled the supply elevators for the majority of the game. So. And the reason why he took them over is because I let him take them over. If I wanted to, I could have rolled in with more jackals and destroyed his flamethrowers. But I didn't need to. I already had enough. I already had the supplies that I needed. I already had a whole bunch of locusts. Might as well just kill his base and be done with it. Be done with it. Done with it. So in the dead of night, we'll grab some provisions. Hijack one of those longbows. I'm gonna try to work more with that Lenovo Y. I opened it up and plugged it in for the first time, tried to use it. Now the speaker quality on those headphones is absolutely incredible, way better than what I'm using now. What I'm using now is a Logitech G35 headset. That's what you're listening to. It's what I use for pretty much everything. It has the microphone on it, and that's the microphone you're listening to right now. The Logitech G35. And The microphone quality is really good. It has the best microphone I've used for all of the headsets that I've tried so far. Granted, I haven't owned a whole bunch of different headsets, but out of all the ones that I have owned, this does have the best microphone. Although I am eyeballing a different Plantronics headset. I listened to a microphone test on YouTube, and it sounds amazing. And it's in my price range, so hopefully sometime next month I'll get it. But the Logitech G35 that I'm using now, the speaker quality on this headset isn't too good. In fact, yeah, I mean, it's really, the fact that the speaker quality is not so low is kind of ironic, really, because if you compare this headset to another headset that I actually posted a review video on, it's called a Plantronics Gamecom 780, and the speaker quality on those headsets was really, really good and had really good bass. But the thing is, with those Plantronic headsets, the one that I did the review video on, it had absolutely no options, no microphone, no sound options. There was no equalizer that you could fiddle around with. You can't adjust anything. There was basically no options to adjust the sound quality. There's no equalizer, no. The only thing you could do was turn the Dolby Boost on or off, and you can't specify like custom what the Dolby Boost actually does. It's just on or off, and that's it. That's the only sound option on this headset, is to turn the Dolby Boost on and off. And the sound quality is amazing. I've never felt the need to adjust sound options. I've never when I use those Plantronics Gamecom 780 headset, I've never had the thought to myself, "Oh, I wish I had the ability to tinker around with sound options." I've never had that thought because the sound was just that good. But with these Plantronics G35 headset, this Plantronics headset comes, no, it was the Logitech G35, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that was confusing. What I'm using is Tech G35. My Plantronics one broke. Yeah, this Logitech G35 headset comes with a whole bunch of sound options on the software. You have to download the driver software from the website, and when you download it, it has, not only drivers on it, but also the software for adjusting options. And it has a whole bunch of different options, this Plantronics headset. It has a full equalizer with, you can adjust lots of different stuff on here, and there's even a voice-changing software. There's a whole bunch of stuff that it comes with. And yet, with all of the sound tweaking options that this Logitech G35 has, it's still not good enough. Ironic, right? The one that comes with no options to adjust the sound quality has better sound quality than the one that comes with a whole plethora of options for adjusting sound quality. So I don't understand it. This Logitech G35, in some games, the volume doesn't even go high enough. Like, I have the volume all the way up to max, and it's still not loud enough. The bass isn't very good. Even when you turn the bass, now, if you do turn the bass up higher so that it gives better bass, everything else, the sound quality gets absolutely terrible. Like, it gets all fuzzy. It's just terrible to listen to. It's even if you're the type of person that loves bass, you're not going to want to increase the bass on this because it makes everything else sound absolutely god awful. So I've just had to. I mean, I wish I could have more bass, but every time you turn up the bass in the equalizer, everything just gets really fuzzy, and yeah, it's not a very good experience. So that's how it is. But anyway, I am going to leave it at that. I'll have another video. It's probably not going to be Halo Wars. I gotta finish up this Batman series. And also, I haven't done a Dark Souls video in a while. I've been doing a Dark Souls Let's Play, Dark Souls 2. It's actually a Dark Souls 2 Let's Play. I've done plenty of Dark Souls 1 Let's Plays. All of them I've had to quit prematurely for various reasons that are outside of my control. So, but this Dark Souls 2 Let's Play, hopefully I'll at least be able to finish it. So, that, and, yeah. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Make sure you please click the like button before you forget, and also click the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. I'll see you next time.